Happy snow day.
Every day when you're walking down the street,
Mm.
everybody that you meet has an original point of view. And I say, hey, it's a
Hey.
wonderful kind of day. Can learn to work and play and get along with each other. You got to listen to your heart, listen to the beat, listen to
Hey.
the rhythm, the rhythm of the street. Open up your eyes, open up your ears.
Get together and make things better.
By working together.
Mm-hmm.
It's a simple message and it comes from the heart. Believe in yourself.
Yes, sir.
That's the place to start.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Hope you.
say, hey,
Hey.
welcome to another amazing episode of the Unofficial Transcript. I am your amazing, beautiful, awesome, undefeated host, Coach A, aka Big Scorp,
Mm-hmm.
aka the biggest, largest. Learn some new
Largest.
things. Largest. I went to public school, y'all. Jesus.
Please. And I'm your sidekick.
She is the Batman to my Robin.
No, 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 no. I'm the Robin for sure.
I'm like the Joker.
Yeah, that's true. Period.
Welcome to the Unofficial Transcript, where we talk all things careers, all things adulthood, all things college, and we talk about all the things that they should have included on the syllabus, but they absolutely, positively
Did not.
did not. How are you
Yeah.
doing today?
I'm doing well. It's a beautiful scene out there. So I'm excited. I'm excited to talk to you about some things. How are you doing?
Absolutely. You know, I'm great. I have all my groceries, despite
Mm.
everybody in the DMV feeling like it was okay to go to the grocery store and slide their arm across every shelf. But you know,
Yeah. I
we
I
here.
believe that it was a scheme that Todd set up. I think like there's never a need to clean out the grocery stores. Like I think this will be cleared up. Today's what, Sunday? I think we'll be good by Wednesday at the most.
Y'all should be ashamed of yourself the way y'all went up in there and bought all that stuff up. I went in the grocery store and people was stealing individual rolls of toilet paper out the entire pack of toilet paper.
It's never that deep.
Steal the whole roll. So, I mean, steal the whole pack next time.
Or two or three, something.
I mean, good God. But I hope everybody is safe.
Mm-hmm.
I hope everybody has everything that they need. And I hope,
And even things that they don't.
everybody stays warm. And I'm glad that you
Yeah,
decided to tune into us because there's no other place to be.
that's
Duh.
true. Duh. Silly gooses.
Exactly.
So
Wagwan.
I have so many questions for you.
I am ready.
I have so I want to play a bit of a game, if that's okay.
Well, I love a game.
I know you do. So
Let's go.
this is
Let's
kind
get
of
it.
like
I'm ready.
a would you rather game.
Birdman hand rub.
Yeah, and so I have a bunch of scenarios that I've carefully curated. And don't just say like this or that. I want you to give me like a reason if you can. And if there's a story behind your reason, that would be even better. I'll give you bonus points.
Reason.
Yeah. Okay, you ready? First question. Would you rather take an 8 a.m. class every semester or have night classes that end at 9:30 p.m.?
8 a.m.
Really?
8 a.m. 8
Why?
a.m. I actually despise. Well, I'll tell you why. Because when I was in college, I was a morning person, so the 8 a.m.s didn't really bother me as much as they
Yeah.
would present day. But I did have a class. I had a class that was one day a week in college, and it was an evening class, and it was like 3 hours, or it was like 3 or 4 hours, something like that. Like it was long, and I remember like it was a math class. By the time I got out of that class every Thursday, I was pissed. I ain't want to talk to nobody like that. Being in that class ruined my mood, and it wasn't even a hard class. It just was annoying
Yeah.
that I had class at 5 p.m., 6 p.m., or whatever time it was, and I was in there for all evening. Everybody else was outside or
But
at
it
the
was just one
cab
day a
or
week.
whatever.
Just one day a week you can do that.
8 a.m. me all the way. 8
See,
a.m.
I've
Because nine
I've
times out of
never
10, your
had
8
8
a.m.
a.m.
is,
class.
is 8 to 9,
Yeah, that's true. Or 8 to 8:50 sometimes.
8 to 8:50.
So I've never taken an 8 a.m. class ever. Like I think the earliest I've ever had a class was 9 in undergrad, but in my graduate programs, the vast majority of them were evening classes. So like 5 to like 9:30 sometimes. And I would much rather take an 8 a.m. class too. Because getting out of class at 9:30 p.m. is crazy. And we had class 2 or 3 times a week. So it was like multiple days. And then sometimes we would get locked in like the building because like for example spring break, like sometimes undergrad would have breaks. The grad school wasn't really like observing those breaks. So it might be spring break for the undergrads, but we still had class, and so it would be 9:30 during spring break, and they done locked up all the gates and stuff, and we would get locked in and have to call like campus police to let us out. So I would much rather operate during business hours than non-business hours. 10 times out of 10.
Getting locked in is crazy.
Getting locked in school is crazy as an adult.
But I mean, it makes sense that most of your higher doctorate level classes were in the evening because they were. I'm sure most of your class was adults that had lives and had jobs, so it just made sense. That tracks.
Absolutely.
That tracks.
So if you're
But for
considering
me,
grad school,
yeah,
you gotta
I
consider
wouldn't
that.
know. I dropped out of grad school. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But my grad school was very much online.
Did you drop out or did you drop out?
So I took a huge break. When I originally graduated college, undergrad, I had no intentions of getting my master's. I had every intention of just going directly into the workforce. And it wasn't until years later I decided to take advantage of one of the benefits that my company provided, which was they paid the tuition for your master's degree or whatever, as long as it was relevant to your work.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the winter of 2020, January 2020, I started my master's. And as we all know, March 2020, the world blew up. And so my professor said, "Hey guys, we're probably all going to die. I'm just going to give everybody an A." And I took that as a sign. I just dropped. I never took another class after that. I got my A in my class and just, yeah. So I
Would you
finished
ever
3 credits out of 30 whatever of my master's degree.
would you ever go back?
Yes. Would I go back to get my master's? Yes. Would I get it in what I originally started it in? Probably not. Because I
Hmm.
went back for systems engineering. I don't believe I would get my master's in systems engineering present day.
I don't even know what that is. Systems engineering. Systems?
Mm-hmm.
Like what are
Systems.
systems?
Everything is a system. Your computer
Hmm.
is a system. A missile is a system. Everything is a system. You learn how
Right.
to systems engineering. You learn essentially each step in a product life cycle from its conception through its sustainment once it goes out into the field. So you are the kind of the glue that brings every single group, every single piece of the puzzle together. You look at the
Hmm.
entire system from big picture perspective. That
Interesting.
is like that's the short version, I guess.
My mom had a class called systems, I think, in her grad program, and she very much went to school for like human services or social work, I guess. And
Mm-hmm.
so she had a class like systems. Everything is like you just said, everything is a system. But
Everything is a system.
social systems, I guess, very different than what you were studying. But yeah, I think that's a very elusive topic. But okay, ready for the next one?
Stay ready.
Okay. Would you rather live in a dorm with no AC at all or a dorm with working AC but it had like bugs and roaches and stuff?
Oh, child of ghetto. My God. Ooh, no AC or roaches?
Yeah.
Where's this school?
In the South.
Give me
There are some
roaches.
dorms that don't have give me roaches.
Give me roaches. Give me roaches. I hate being hot.
Yeah, you do. You do hate being hot.
I hate being hot.
I think I would also take the roaches just because you could just keep killing them, I suppose. Like I think there's a lot of interventions, but you're gonna be if you're exhausted from the heat, like you just gonna be no more
Yeah,
good.
for sure. There's things you could do to maybe not get rid of the roaches, but there are things you could do to mitigate,
Treat
I
yeah.
suppose.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Roaches
like,
is
and
crazy.
I'm a hood baby. I ain't saying I had roaches, but a roach don't scare me. I'll say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But the heat scares me,
Mhm.
especially if I'm in the South. Like, God help me. The only
Yeah.
thing that would save me is that I'm not in school in the summer. But no, give me
But
roaches.
still,
Give me
May,
roaches.
August, like you still got to be in school in the summer months, like in the hot months. So I would also take the roaches over
True. Yeah,
no
you was in
AC.
hot Georgia,
Hot Atlanta. And
Atlanta.
let me just say, my roommates closer to the end of my time, they were turning the heat on in the springtime. Like it'll be April, May, and they got the heat on.
Federal.
For what? So yeah. All right. Next question. Would you rather date someone in your major? Think of undergraduate you. Would you rather date someone in your major or someone who never understood, who doesn't understand your major and is not in your major?
I think I would rather date someone who didn't understand, like someone who wasn't in my major.
Why?
Because that's like, if you were in my major, I would see you all day, every day, like
Yeah, that's
all the
true.
time. And
That's too much.
I feel like if you were in another major or if you were in another program and we like bring our worlds together, I think that opens up the network.
Very true.
So like if you in a B school and I'm in engineering school, we can bring the worlds together, and now we got a big group of diverse friends versus all of our friends in the engineering school.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think you know that I agree with that answer. That's something we talk about a lot. I personally would also pick to have someone in a different major, different body of work, different like worldview.
Mm-hmm.
Because my department, I was in the English department, and it was already so small. It was only about 4, 5, 6 of us at a time, and we had the same class, the same professor. So that would get so. That's just a lot of time together, and I feel like you need time to miss each other. You need time to like catch each other up on what's going on. You need time to be individuals. And that's any, I guess, friendships, relationships, whatever. But I also really do like the idea of like not talking about my work with someone who also understands my work, because then we would just be like, yapping about the same thing. And I feel like that would get kind of
I mean, but I think
overwhelming.
on the flip side, if you was dating somebody that had the same major as you, y'all could study together, blah blah blah. But a person like me, I feel like it'd be a competition. Low key, I'd be like, you got
Yeah,
a 95 on the test,
exactly.
like low key, low key, low key, low key.
And I wouldn't want to beat you academically.
Speak for yourself, because I would BTA.
Well, I would beat you, but I wouldn't enjoy it, is what I'm trying to say.
Hold that, hold that, hold that.
I'm not saying I would not want to, but I'm saying I would still have to do it, and that would be
You think you better
hard.
than me?
No, I don't think I'm better than you. No, listen, if we had the same major, I would be very much on academic probation first semester. The amount of math you had to take,
I can assure you, if my major was English, timeout.
you could survive as an English major. I could not survive as a
No,
computer
no,
engineering
no.
major.
It's too much. It's too much writing. Listen,
You know how
my
to write.
the first and I do know how to write, but I like writing about things that I like writing about.
Mm-hmm.
When I like the longest paper, still to this, well, I did write a book, but that's different. Before that, until this, like up until that point that I wrote that book, the longest body of work I've ever written was for some English class I had in undergrad. I think
Mm-hmm.
freshman year,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a paper that very much was on the syllabus first day, and it was due at the end of the semester. Ask Aaliyah when she decided to sit down and write said paper. Mind you, the paper was like 35 pages long. Ask
Aaliyah, when
Aaliyah when
did
she decided to write 35
I got
pages.
I got you. Aaliyah, when did you decide to sit down and write those 35 pages that you knew
The
about from the
last
first
like
day of school?
3 days of the damn semester, I pulled the most vicious series of all nighters.
Mm,
Like it was
mm-mm.
ridiculous. I got an A, but I literally had an A to write that paper, and I waited until the very, very last possible minute to even start it. I procrastinated that.
See, that was like a normal homework for me. I probably had to write 30 pages a week across all my classes.
That's insane. See, the thing about engineering is that at least the way that they taught it to us back then was to be as concise and like to the point with your communication as possible. Like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times, it didn't even really have to be like sentences. It could be bullets. It don't even gotta. It could caveman talk. Like they teach you to be concise and brief in your writing.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I think that English would be the literal direct opposite of that.
Yeah.
There's no way I would have survived. There's no way.
I don't think I would have survived doing all that math, but I guess we'll never know.
We will never know.
The world may never know. And I like how you just suddenly alluded to your book that you wrote. Wink, wink. I like that.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that at some point.
At some point, we'll talk about the book. Okay. I think this is a good one. Would you rather have an unpaid internship at a place that was like very prestigious, or a paid internship somewhere nobody's ever heard of, like an unknown business?
Oh, that's a hard one. I think it depends on the quality of the internship. So, like, full disclosure, I've never had an unpaid internship. I had 3 internships in college, and all of them were paid. So,
Clock it.
I do not know what it is like to have an unpaid internship.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think that working for free is absolutely insane.
Slavery was abolished in 1865.
Period. I don't. I'd rather take a paid internship. I ain't working for free.
A paid internship at like some mom and pop versus unpaid at like Microsoft.
If it's Microsoft, I might take the unpaid.
Okay.
I might take the unpaid because that like beyond the experience. If it's at Microsoft, then you get your foot in the door at Microsoft.
Right. Right.
And also having Microsoft on your resume is
Doesn't
very, very
hurt.
valuable.
Yeah.
So I guess if you're looking at it from that perspective, then I would take the unpaid internship. But I still
Mm.
think that if Microsoft is offering unpaid internships, they should be ashamed of themselves. Bill Gates,
But I don't know if
Oprah,
they
get
are.
it together.
Yeah, I just made that up. But I do think it's interesting. My program did not require me to take internships. Like I did student teaching
Mm,
as a part of my class coursework, but like during the summers or whatever, we were not required to do any internships regardless. So I always think about like what that would have done for me. Like I worked during the summer. I had
mm.
internships, but just were not affiliated with my school, I guess. So okay.
I mean, our program also didn't require us to have internships, but I guess I can take this moment to kind of speak to any aspiring engineers out there. Internships are so valuable. Like I said, I had an internship every summer. So summer after freshman year, summer after sophomore year, summer after junior year, I had an internship every summer. Two were at NASA in Greenbelt. NASA got it in Greenbelt, Maryland, and one was at Intel. So you know
I'm
the
sorry, did you say NASA?
NASA, yeah. And then the summer after my junior year, I had an internship at Intel. So, you know, the one that make the computer chips that go inside the computers, Intel. I had an internship with them in California. So all of which were very, very valuable. All of which looked amazing on my resume, especially coming out of college. All of which paid,
Mm-hmm.
and all of which provided me with not only good experience, but I made solid connections as well. Not just connections with professionals, but connections with other college students too. And I got those internships through a variety of different ways. The first at NASA, my institution, Virginia State, shout out Big State. Virginia State was instrumental in me even obtaining that internship. They had connections with NASA. They lined that up. It was me and a couple of other VSU students who got the opportunity to go to have an internship at NASA in Greenbelt, Maryland. And then my third internship at Intel, I got from going to a conference. VSU sponsored us to go to a STEM conference called BEA that is still very much present to this day. BEA has a conference every year. I believe this year it's in Baltimore or DC. But anyway, all that to say, if you can go to some of these conferences, go. Specifically, if you are Black. BEA is a Black engineering conference. Please, please, please go. Literally, they sat me down and asked me the simplest questions. They pointed to something on a computer and was like, "What is that?" And I said, "That is the HDMI port." And they were like, "Great, internship."
Mm.
So sometimes you just got to put yourself in front of people who can make it happen for you. And
Mm-hmm.
so if you have the ability to go, I highly suggest you go. Sorry, just wanted to put that out there.
No, don't say sorry. That was great. And that's a perfect segue to my next question, which is would you rather graduate college with a 4.0 or graduate college with really strong connections?
Really strong connections. Because I didn't graduate with a 3 point, I mean a 4.0.
But some people
First of all,
focus like get so stressed out about grades when is that the point of college is to graduate with a 4.0.
nobody, at a certain point, nobody gives a hoot about your GPA. They just care that you have your degree. Your GPA does not matter. I don't care what people tell you. It's okay. I get like it's cool. If you have a 4.0 GPA and you want to put on your resume, cool. But that does not mean that you with your 4.0 is going to get the job over somebody who got the 3.7. That's not how that works.
Right.
Somebody with a 3.7 could know somebody at said company and get that job over you. The connections are worth much, much more than the GPA. I would choose the connections every day.
I agree. Like we definitely say, I don't know if y'all said it at your school, but C's get degrees.
Period. They
Sometimes
do.
it don't be about how well, unless you're going into academia, which I guess I could speak to that point. Like if you want to go to grad school or if you want to be in higher education, want to stay in that academic space. I don't know why you would want to because it's not very lucrative. But if you do, if you want to live in that world, then yes, GPA matters. Still not, I still wouldn't say it matters as much as your network. But I think there are certain circumstances where a 4.0 is more attractive. Like if you're trying to, you have to, get you might still be worried about admissions to the next level of education. Like for me, having a high GPA made sense because I wanted to apply to grad school and they look at your GPA from undergrad, but they also look at, other things about you. So being well rounded, I think, is really important.
For sure.
And a part of that I think might get overlooked because we think about, oh, did you do community service? Did you have an internship? Did you have good grades? Were you like in clubs and organizations? Like we think about that kind of stuff as being well rounded, but having a network is not really something that people quantify on on any type of academic, like they don't say who do you know, write down your connections. Like they might ask for references, but it definitely is something that you should look to developing, especially if you're still in college. Because I don't think I was
Some,
focused on my network in undergrad at all.
yeah, some wise person. I don't know who first said this, but you know who else said this? New News Daddy for my millennials. New News Daddy on ATL said this.
John Garnett.
Sometimes John Garnett. Sometimes it's not about what you know; it's about who you know, and that is 100,000% the truth. Sometimes it is solely about who you know.
Mm-hmm. Can I add to
Most
that?
things, yeah, most things can be taught. Most things can be taught, but the connections solid. Go ahead.
Yeah, my supervisor, who was really great, he adds on to that. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know and also who likes you. Like you can know a
Mm,
lot of people, you could be very well known, you could be very mixy, very like everybody knows who you are, but how do people feel about you? Like what is your reputation outside of being well known is also
mm-hmm.
really important because there are some people who are just are in the mix, want to know everybody, just like social climbers, and it's very obvious because they don't really take the time to get to know their connections. It's just about
For
making the
sure.
connection and having as many connections as
Agree.
possible. So I take that with me, like that mantra that he has. It's about who you know, but it's also about who likes you, like how you show up.
Absolutely. I used to say this when I was a manager at Northrop Grumman. I said this to a lot of my direct reports and a lot of people who worked on my team. People might not always remember the work that you did. They won't always remember like how smart you were or something. Most because at the end of the day, everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people are smart, right? So everybody
Mm-hmm.
won't remember that. But people will remember how you made them feel. So if you came to work every day and people did not like being around you, they're going to remember that. You could have done amazing work, but if they're like, she is actually horrible to work with, that's what they're going to remember. They're not going to remember the amazing work that you did.
Yeah.
So when you do go into the workforce or you go to work every day, for those of us who are currently in the workforce, make sure you keep in mind how you treat people because people will remember that. And sometimes when those who have the power are looking for someone to bring onto their team, they'll be like, "Oh, I remember Aaliyah. Like she made everybody laugh in the workplace. Like she made it a great environment. Let me give her a call and see what." They ain't even gonna think about what I did. They're gonna just be like, you know what? She made us feel good every day.
Yeah.
Let's go call her.
Yeah.
So they'll remember how you feel or how you make them feel for
Absolutely.
sure.
You have to be just as willing to support others as you want them to be when it comes to supporting you. Like it has to
Hmm.
be. Networking is so much more than who you meet and who you connect with, but it's like a mutual thing. Especially
Absolutely.
in the nonprofit world, it's all about connections and can we apply to this together? Can we work on this project together? Can we go half and half? Like it's really about working together for sure. That was a good one. All right. This one is academically focused as well. So if you're taking a class, right, and you're struggling, would you rather burn yourself out and struggle to like barely pass and scrape by, or would you just withdraw to protect your peace?
I'd rather just thug it out.
Mm.
I'd rather thug it out. Yeah, I'd rather thug it out. Number one, because I know that a lot of professors, I can't speak for every institution, but I think
Mm-hmm.
a lot of professors take that into account. Like if they see you really trying and they see you putting forth the effort, you asking for extra help, like you doing all the things, I think professors take that into account and maybe they'll sprinkle a little curve on the end, you know what I'm saying, to make sure you pass the class. But also like it ain't supposed to be easy. Giving like withdrawing to me is giving up. And I don't like it takes a lot for me to give up personally.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'd rather thug it out, see what I could do. Especially if you got the syllabus and you see how the class is graded. You can see, talk to the professor, see where you can possibly like there are ways. There are so many things you could do. You could get a tutor, you could do so much. Withdrawing is like throwing in a towel, and that's not something
Mm-hmm.
that I subscribe to personally. So
So you never withdrawn from a class?
I withdrew from one class, but I'm gonna tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
My senior year, back up, I entered um, college with a few credits. I took AP classes when I was in high school. So by the time my senior year rolled around, I didn't need a full like class
Caseload
schedule.
load.
Yeah, I didn't need all of that. Plus like I had like 1 or 2 semesters in college where I actually was overloaded. So, and for those who don't know, I'm pretty sure like the max, quote unquote max, is like 18 credits a semester that you should take, and anything above that is like you considered overloaded. So I had some semesters where I was overloaded. And so anyway, by the time my senior year rolled around, I didn't have to take that many classes. However, in order to qualify for on-campus housing, you have to be a full-time student, and to be a full-time student, you have to take 12 credits.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time, I didn't need 12 credits worth of classes, but I needed 12 credits to stay on campus. So I took like some random class just to have 12 credits, and I never went. So instead of me taking the L and getting the whatever grade that I had at the time, it might have just been a
Yeah.
C, but either way, it would have brought my GPA down from what it was. I was like, I'm just going
Mm-hmm.
to finish
Yeah.
what I did.
And you didn't
It
need it.
wasn't that I
That was a strategic withdrawal.
correct. Correct.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. You really gotta know how to play the game, I fear. Like
And
you really do. I've never had to withdraw, but I agree with you. I would definitely thug it out. And you said a lot that I think resonated because at least at HBCUs, at least at my HBCU, like the professors are not just going to let you drown. Like unless you give up on yourself, then it's like okay, they can't make you do it. But in every situation, in every even friend situation that I know of, if you're struggling in a class and you let the professor know, not the day before, but like throughout the semester, like hey, I'm struggling, I'm not understanding. There's tutoring, there's office hours, there's so many other opportunities that if you grab them, if you take them, you won't need to withdraw. Like, unless there's life circumstances that are, beyond your control, for the most part, struggling academically is not a reason to withdraw because they give you so many opportunities to recover
true.
throughout the semester. So
You
yeah,
have to
thug
figure
it
out
out.
what the resources, what or who the resources are on your campus, in your program, whatever, and take advantage of them when you need them.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Okay, ready for the next one? Are you ready for the next one?
There you go.
Okay. So this is still thinking about academics. Would you rather be single in school and focus, like kind of locked in to what you're doing academically, or be booed up and like kind of distracted, but you still boot up?
Single, for many many reasons. Number one, you could be single and still have fun. Take that however you want to take it, but you could be single and still have fun. You don't have to be like, you can still have your little cuddle buddy. By the way, cuddling on a twin XL is insane, but
No
we
comment.
all probably did it at one point.
No comment.
But I'll be honest, I had, I'll say, one relationship in college. We don't even talk no more at all. We haven't talked for years. I've seen people who are in relationships in college make it past college, but most of them, high percentage of them, do not. They don't make it out. Knowing what I know now, hindsight is 2020, obviously. No, and at the end of the day, that's not what I went to college for. I didn't go to college to be booed up. I went to college to get my degree and have fun.
Did you? Those are your reasons.
Not, I feel judged, but I said what I said.
I'm not judging. This is a safe space. But the thing is, some people do go to college to get that MRS degree, and they don't care about the BA or the BS. They there for the MRS.
You got all your life to get the MRS.
You do, but there are lots of people who go to college not necessarily only to find a husband or whatever or wife, whatever, but they hope that like going to college you'll find like there's a pool of more eligible people.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I think that if you find somebody in college, if it just happens, that's cool. But to go to college actively seeking is like,
heinous, misguided.
yeah, like that's wild. If it happens, it happens. Great, amazing. I know there are
Yeah.
plenty of love stories that started on college campuses.
Mm-hmm.
But to be prioritizing your love life over your degree in college is actually insane.
Very true. Very true. I don't think anybody should prioritize a relationship in college
Yeah.
over their
I told
degree.
y'all I told y'all some people got kicked out my first week at college pursuing people and
That's
having too much fun in the gazebos. Wink, wink.
on
So
day
I hope
one
y'all
is
are doing well.
crazy.
By the way, I hope everybody is thriving.
Hope you found another school and
hmm
another community that welcomed you with open arms.
hmm
Um, no, I think I'm inclined to agree with you. Like, I think relationships can be a distraction in school, especially like if you're not both on the same page. Because like if two people who are very ambitious like fall in love, like great, amazing. But like I think rarely does that happen, especially in undergrad, because you're still kind of immature. Are you equating, or let me ask you, do you feel like a college sweetheart is like the same probability of success as like a high school sweetheart? Like, do you think that somebody in people who date in college won't last the same way people in high school who date won't last?
I think a relationship that started in college is more likely to survive than a relationship that started in high school.
Mm,
Number
I
one,
agree.
because frontal lobe.
That'll
Like,
do it.
Yeah, just I think that is actually my only answer. Frontal lobe.
Frontal lobe. I think for me, it's different because I was in school for so much longer. Like I was in school
Mm,
well into my adulthood. Not too much. I was in school.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't. I didn't mean
I
to
was
cut you
in
off.
school. I was in school for a long time. Like I just got out 2 years ago, which is crazy that it's been 2 years since I graduated. But yeah, so I was a full adult and still in school. So I think in undergrad, I would say the same thing. But like at some point, you gotta live your life. And I think my rationale was like, at a point, you get good at school, like you get with the routines, and it's hard. Like I would say, most of my doctoral program, I wasn't thinking about dating or like pursuing anything because I was so focused on school. But it came a point in the program where I'm like, I feel like I could handle more commitments and things like that. So, but I do think for undergrad, focus, get your degree, not nobody else's, and not the MRS, the degree that you signed up for when you started.
Plus, how big of a rock do you believe a college student can afford?
Not none. I don't even think we're.
You gonna get that ring pop?
You can get a ring pop, or you can get something from Pandora. You might get
Listen,
for a little nice 225,
go ahead to Walmart.
Walmart even. But no, I guess a starter ring. I give a starter home, give a starter ring.
Listen, at the end of the day, if it works for you, it works for you. However, put yourself first. Do not
Put
lose
yourself
yourself trying to chase love in college. That is ridiculous.
quite, quite. And I can imagine like that could be a huge distraction, a huge, huge distraction. Being on campus, like I can imagine, like that was not my situation. Being on campus with somebody I was dating, that just seems like a mess.
Especially if you want a smaller campus. Like if you go into a big school that's 30,000 students, it's like, but if you at a smaller school, the world is small.
The world is small. You could probably get caught slipping real bad.
There's only so much room on
Okay,
them twin XLs, I'm trying to tell you. Save your back.
please save
Save
your
your
back.
back.
Well, you people got good backs in college. Good backs, good knees.
Yeah, but okay.
Just
Do your
saying.
thing, boo boo. Get what you need.
Please. Anyway,
Get what you
next
need.
question. Next question. Would you rather be the first in your family to achieve something, or would you rather sort of follow the path of other people in your family who've achieved something or gone to a certain school? What would you prefer?
I would rather be the first, I think. I think I'd rather be the first. Like, I mean, full transparency, I was not first gen. My mama went to school. Like a bunch of people in my family went to school. I had a cousin that went to Virginia State, so I wasn't even the first in my family to go to Virginia State. But just because you following in somebody else's footsteps, or you following steps that somebody else did, does not mean that you can't reset the bar. So, but I think I'd still rather be first to do it,
Mm-hmm.
because then like it proves, like, because I have a lot of little cousins that are younger than me. So to me, it's like, if I could do it, surely you could do it. Like, it's not that hard.
Yeah,
Well, I'm gonna say it's not that hard, but if I could do it, you could do it.
it's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
I agree. I agree with that. Like, also not first gen, and also not the first person that went to Clark Atlanta either. Like my older brother went there, so like I very much was not the first person to go to college in my family. So that wasn't the like cool thing, but I think pursuing the course of study that I pursued and going to grad school, like I'm not even the first person to go to grad school. Both my parents went to grad school too. Like I don't know. So
Period.
I don't
Everybody
know
for
if
free.
everybody just yeah. So I don't. So maybe I don't know if I would prefer to follow a path, or maybe that's what propelled me to want to go even further with my education.
Yeah.
Because nobody got a doctorate.
Because,
Not
but
that
again, but that goes back to what I said. The bar was already set. Like
the
in your
bar was
family,
set.
the bar was masters.
Yeah.
Nobody went above that. So when
So I say
I can't speak for you, but I would imagine
yeah,
that once you got your bachelor's, it was like, yeah, I was supposed to do that. And then you got
yeah,
your master's, it was like, I knew it wasn't impossible.
yeah.
And then you went and got your doctorate, and I was like,
That check that.
exactly.
Yeah, I definitely would say like bachelor's was bare minimum in my mind. Even if it wasn't
Mm,
like in my parent or my family's mind. For me, it was like that's like basically high school. And then maybe that was just like the mindset that we got in high school as well, because it was a college preparatory high school that I went to.
yeah.
So going to college was very normal. It was very much like that's what's going to happen, and that is the bare minimum. Like at the least, you have to get a bachelor's degree or something equivalent. And so yeah, the master's degree. I watched my mom. Like my mom got her master's when I was in middle school. Like I think maybe when I was in maybe between fifth and eighth grade ish, I would say she was working on her master's. So I was very much up with her, like not writing papers with her, but like reading her papers, like reading through her textbooks and stuff. I was very much with her shooting in the gym when she was working. Yeah, I would proofread her papers, and she would be very transparent. Like, what this say? Like, what does this mean? Can you proofread this? That was very much what we did because she had been out of school for so long.
Yeah,
She felt like a fish out of water almost. I would say going back to school, and I was like, I love to read. I love to write. I would, of course, read your papers. So like that was like a thing we did together. So I
yeah,
always saw a master's degree as like very attainable as well.
yeah. I
But you got
absolutely love that,
this.
and I love that your mom went back to school despite whatever fear or doubts that she maybe had, or maybe she had
Hmm.
none. But I love that she did that because I know
Yeah.
there's somebody's mama out there that's like, I don't think I can go back to school, but your mom is proof that you can do it. So
Yeah,
shit,
my mom is proof that you can. And that again, that
shout out
opens
to
you
her.
up to a shout out to my mom.
I
We
love
gotta
your
have
mama.
her. I love her too.
We can have
I
her
love,
on. Shoot, listen, we can.
we gotta figure out what we gonna talk to her about. But
I don't care what we
definitely,
talking to your mama about. We could just
that
chat
might
it
be
up.
like a episode where it is just a stream of consciousness where we just yapping. But for sure, for sure. Last question, or kind of sort of last question. Would you rather have one lifelong mentor or many short term mentors, like mentors for a season?
I think many mentors. I think many mentors. And I say that because you could, well, I think life is about phases. I think that you are constantly growing and hopefully you are constantly trying to reach like a new level, right? And so that presents an opportunity for new people to come in and offer you tips and keys that can help you propel you to the next level.
Yeah.
I do think that it's something to be said for somebody who knows you well. So one long-term mentor, you could highly benefit from it, but I do think that you could probably get more value out of having multiple mentors that can help you along your journey. Um, so I would say multiple mentors.
I don't know. I don't know if I could choose. Like I want to say both, but I guess if I had to choose, I would choose many short term ones as well, just for that like variety and different like, exposure to different types of people, different networks, all the things. But there is something to be said about somebody who you've known for 20 plus years. Like I don't know that like stays up, but I also don't know if that's realistic because I think people who are mentors tend to mentor a lot of not a lot of people, but like if that's a part of who you are, then you're going to constantly, I think, be having younger mentees and maybe even connections between your mentees and things like that. So, like a one-on-one relationship is cool, but I do think having a lot of people to pour into you at different times is also.
Yeah, I think mentorship, first of all, mentorship is very, very important. I think, like, obviously professionally, they're important, but just for life, right? Like, at the end of the day, people who are older than you have been on this earth longer than you. And so they've seen more, they've experienced more. Like, it just is what it is. It's just how life works. And so there's nothing wrong with getting the blueprint from somebody so you don't make the same mistakes. Like, you can bypass all those mistakes. Um, so mentorship is very, very important. I encourage anybody to seek out a mentor, period. Like, and it doesn't even have to be super formal, right? Somebody who you can pick their brain every once in a while and, ask questions. And most importantly, somebody who can cultivate a safe space for you because then you will feel comfortable to ask all the questions that you might be scared to ask. And you might feel like it's a stupid question. A good mentor will tell you that no question is a stupid question.
Absolutely.
I highly, highly encourage you to seek out a mentor. If anybody who is younger than 30 needs a mentor, my door is
Oh,
open.
really?
My door is open. It stays open. Well, wrong. It doesn't stay open,
Your
but it's open
mentorship
right now.
door?
It's open right now.
Yeah, mine too. My mentorship door is open as well, especially if you're looking to go to grad school.
Yeah, if you're looking to go to grad school, don't come talk to me because I just told y'all I dropped out.
Please, you can go back. It's not too late.
Could, but didn't, and it's not in my. It's
It's
not.
none of
It's not on
your
my
short
bingo
term
card for
goals.
2026. It's not on
Fair,
my bingo card. So
fair. Well, those are all my would you
that's all you had.
rather's. Yeah,
Well, let me take a stab at it. You feel like entertaining my foolishness?
of course.
Okay. I'm excited. Okay. This might be an easy one, but I'm asking it
Mm-hmm.
for a very specific purpose.
Okay.
Would you rather live on campus with all of the chaos or commute and be able to kind of control how much chaos you take in?
I would rather commute. I did not commute. I lived on campus all 4 years, but I think I would prefer to commute if I could go back in time. If I had a time machine.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Cause like I think especially towards the end, like, freshman, sophomore year, it was like whatever. It's a party, whatever. But like as I got older, I was just like over it. Like I'm just trying to graduate. And I was very like laser focused in my academics. So I was like, I really wish I could tune everything out. And then I just had some crazy roommate experiences towards my like junior and senior years where I'm just like, get me out of here. So that's what I would choose.
Interesting. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting you to say that.
What was you expecting? Me to stay
I
on
thought you were gonna
campus?
say live on campus. Yeah.
I just stayed on campus because I had the scholarship to stay on campus. Otherwise, I would have been somewhere quiet and serene.
Interesting. Okay, well, you know
Yeah,
what? That's fair. Well,
yeah.
I guess it was easier for me to answer that because I only had a roommate my freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I was very much in a room by myself. But regardless of whether you're in a single or just a regular room or suite or whatever, like regardless, there is still a certain level of chaos that comes with living in a dorm.
Mm-hmm.
Example, there will always be at least one person who, for whatever reason, either has never done anything on their own or just has no common sense and will try to do something very, very stupid, like put aluminum foil in the microwave at 2
Mm.
a.m. and have
Mm-hmm.
to cause your entire dorm to evacuate because there is a fire or the fire alarm goes off, or somebody will try to make noodles in the microwave with no water. So, like, there.
Oh yeah, I've had my fair share of popcorn on fire, hair on fire, chicken nuggets on fire,
First of all,
just pot on fire, like just
what
a
the
pot on
hell
fire.
do you set chicken nuggets on fire?
Because this one particular child of God she went to fry chicken nuggets. Like she could have put them in the microwave, but she went to fry them, and she was also fried herself. So she put them on the stove and then walked away and fell asleep, and they were just.
Bless her.
So I've always had a room to myself. Like all 4 years, I've been able to close. Well, except freshman year, but I could close my door and lock my door.
Hmm.
But if people are outside of my door, like when you have hairspray and you set that on fire and it's like a flame thing,
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
somebody doing that outside of your bedroom door at 2 a.m. and they're like, ha ha ha. And I gotta be like the old grandma to be like, would you not set your hairspray on
Knock it
fire?
off.
Like literally, I had to be like in my robe, like knock it off. And I'm 19. Like, can we just be civil, please? Like that. It was stuff like that.
I've seen some ridiculous things in dorms. I've heard some ridiculous things in dorms.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's all a part of the experience. I think you don't get the full, authentic college experience unless you go through all of
Yeah, it teaches you like it. I will die on that hill. It teaches you so much about yourself, about your values, about your upbringing. It makes you appreciate your upbringing at times and be like, "Mom, you was right," or "Graham, you was right," or "You was wrong." Like, or maybe we should do it this way. Have you ever tried doing things this way? Like, just opening yourself up to new people, new perspectives, new ways of living. I think makes you like infinitely more intelligent, more well rounded, like just a better person to be around for the future.
it. For sure. For sure. And you learn what you're,
Absolutely.
which is important. I said this
Absolutely.
before. College was the first time I've ever experienced real peace in my life. And that to me became a non negotiable. I have to have peace. And whoever is in my life, whoever enters my life, has to be able to either add to or at least not take away from the peace.
Yeah.
So,
No, I agree.
all right, I got another one for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is more just like a general question. Would you rather be the planner? Would you rather be like the one in your friend group that plans,
Mm-hmm.
or would you rather be the one that just shows up?
That's hard. I think it really depends. It depends on the friends. Like it depends on what friend we talking about. Like I think with some friends, I could be the one that just shows up. Like I
Hmm.
can be that person because my friend is very like is also a planner. So I think
Hmm.
there's something nice about not having to plan everything all the time. Like being like, okay, I'm just gonna show up. And that could definitely be the vibe with some friends. But I think with other friends, it's like, no, let me just
Let
let me
let
make
me
let
do.
me let me make the arrangements. So it really depends. Like I don't think I have a preference to be honest. Like I think I am okay with both. I think it's a different type of relief, I guess, when you can be the friend that just goes with the flow.
Hmm.
Like where you feel like you can trust this person to like, make reasonable plans and we have like similar standards of what we want to do and things. So I think I could do both, but I guess it would be funner if I didn't have to plan anything and I could just show up, send the cash app, whatever. Just pay my little coins and everything is curated. But that's like such a effort. That's an effort on the other person's part that I appreciate. And I could do it
Hmm.
too. Like I think it goes back and forth. So either one. What do you think?
Well, most people who know me knows that I am very much a type B kind of person. I'm not a big planner. However, comma, I do like for things to be like concrete in a way.
Yeah.
If we're talking about going on vacation, right? I can't even tell you how many vacations never made it out of the group chat for me.
Really?
Yeah, like it's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
All of ours did. But
All
then
of
again,
ours
that
did.
wasn't a group chat. That was just a chat.
Yeah, it was just a chat. But I think I'll plan to an extent. Like there have been vacations that I've planned, so to speak, like around my birthday, where I'm like, look, we all going to Mexico. We get this Airbnb or we staying in this hotel. But the rest you figure out. You get your flight, blah blah
Mm-hmm.
blah. Like if we stay in the Airbnb, it's like, all right, everybody send me the money, pay for the Airbnb, blah blah blah. But most of the time I'm like, listen, this the hotel, this where we going, these are the dates. If you there, I see you when we land.
Yeah.
If not, I'm still gonna go.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't got time. I don't got time.
That's a lot of logistics.
And I listen, and we too grown. Like at this great big age, I'm too grown. I'm not either you going or you're not. I don't need. You don't even need to tell me why you can't go or won't go. Is you going or no? No. God bless. Yes. Send the money.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to ask you 12 times
No.
where the money at, where the money at, where the money at.
No, you
And
shouldn't.
if you that person, get it
Don't
together.
be that person.
Because I ain't gonna lie, you really only get, I ain't even gonna say 3 chances, but you really get a solid 2 out of me. Like if you flake twice, I'm not inviting you.
If wait, okay, let me clarify. You said if you flick twice. Do
Yeah,
you
like if you
mean
flake twice or you pump fake twice, like I'm not, don't even worry about it.
so
I'm
if
not
if
inviting.
you, if you invite somebody twice and they say no, I can't go, no, I can't go, does that mean do you consider that flaking or is that will you still invite them a third time?
No, if you straight up tell me like
I
no,
can't
no,
go.
no, I can't go, then it's like cool,
Yeah.
whatever. But if it's like, yeah, I'll go, and then once we talking about money, it's like
Yeah. Okay. Because I think I've been the person who's like said no, not to like a trip, but just like it could be like an outing. Like, do you want to go to this party? Do you want to go here? And I could be
mm,
like, no. And then no, I don't want to go to that one. And they're like, well, I'm never asking you to go to nothing again. And it's like, I just said I
that.
didn't want to
Well,
go. That don't mean I want to never want to be invited anywhere ever
that's
again.
different. That's different. That's different. That's different. Okay, let's talk about it real quick. Let's talk about it because I
Let's
think
talk about it.
because we were talking about vacations, and I think what you're talking about is like you want to go to a party or go to the club or whatever, right? So
Yeah,
like,
just like any
okay, so
plans.
let me. I'll say this because I do have friends that have they have kids, like they got things, right? So if I
Yeah.
invite you somewhere and it's like, oh, I ain't got nobody to watch the baby, I ain't got nobody to watch so and so, like I can't go. That I understand because life happens, and it's hard enough being an adult with no kids. So I can't imagine how it is to be an adult with kids. Like childcare is
Yeah.
expensive in Maryland, baby. So like that I understand. Like I'll still invite you. As a matter of fact, I'm more inclined to invite somebody out with kids because I imagine you need a break from them little gremlins. So cool. But if you that friend where it's like, because I was about to name drop. I'm not gonna do that. I do have friends where it's like I'm only going to free events. Anytime it's event, like and they won't even say it. Like they won't even outright say that. But it's like you just notice a pattern. Every time we go
Yeah.
somewhere where it's like free or it's free before blah blah blah, they there. But if it's a cover, if it's like oh or it's ticketed, it's like $20 for a ticket, blah blah blah.
Perhaps not.
Then I'm not gonna invite you. So don't be mad at me when you see me on IG and my stories
Yeah.
partying, and then you talking about somewhere my invite. Sometimes you got to pay to play.
Most times I feel like for a place of like reputable quality sometimes, and maybe this is the old 30-year-old in me, 31-year-old in me that's like sometimes the cover means that there's a certain type of person in there, you know, there's a certain
Yeah.
demographic in there, and it's like okay,
Or
okay.
I do you one better.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's like, listen, we getting a table because we is too old.
And we need to sit down.
We need to sit down. So yes, we're gonna pay for this table. It
Yeah.
costs X amount of money. We're gonna split it however many ways.
Yeah, and we're gonna sit down. Like be so for real.
Or even
Be
a
for real.
concert. Listen, I'm paying for the club seats. All right. I'm not being general admission standing only. Not in 2020. Not
Mm-hmm.
on these knees.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lucky my knees even carry me to the venue.
Please.
I'm not standing all night. And black people don't even start the concerts on time.
So does that mean for Beyonce Act 3, you trying to be in like a club box or something?
I'm not. I don't know if I have it in me to be Sweet Honey Pitting or whatever it's called. Sweet Honey, whatever.
Well, no, we're not. No, no, no. We're not going to do that. We didn't do that. We
And
weren't in
won't
this. No, no, no. We were
give
just in the
me a
regular.
seat,
Yeah,
a
yeah,
seat,
a seat, a
somewhere
seat.
I can rest my weary body.
Why I gotta be weary?
It is. Truth is, I'm tired, and options are few.
Well, you'll get a seat,
Listen, I'm 6 knee surgeries in. I need a chair. All right,
and you will
and
get
maybe
that.
even a heating pad.
That could be arranged if it's allowed by the stadium.
They
Sure, you
can't
have
do
all
that.
that. Is the heating pad ADA compliant? I think you made that up. Like it's a would be nice. It's not a must have.
I wish I would have had a heating pad when we went to Beyonce concert because it was a little chilly.
I had a fur. I had a fur, and that still was cold.
It was chilly.
And hopefully, it's not like that next time. But yeah,
That's
even that was like that was Taylor. Like she was like, we're gonna go to Chili's. We're gonna get our tickets. Like, but she was that was her. That was her. That was her. She planned that. Like
and
we went.
all
We
I had
picked
to
the
do was get
dates.
in the driver's seat and
All.
drive. I love that. And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't mind that. I don't mind driving. If you tell me, listen, we're going here, bet.
Mm-hmm.
I had to do nothing. They had a parking space.
Yep, we got parking.
We got parking. We had the tickets. But she even planned out, like you said, the chili stop. She made sure we was fed before we went up in there.
Mm-hmm. And that is a friend.
Shout out to you, Taylor. And you
Shout
my
out
friend
to
by proxy. In law.
yeah,
Whatever.
proxy in law.
Whatever you call it.
I accept. I accept on her behalf.
We gotta have Taylor on the show.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Gotta have
She
Taylor.
did not go to a HBCU, but she will add some very interesting color
But she is degreed
to the conversation. She is degreed for sure, for sure. But I think I'm excited to talk to her about what her experience was like at a non-HBC.
Period poo. Period poo.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other questions? Anything else you want to say before we get up out of here?
No.
No?
Do you? No, nothing appropriate.
Nah, I'm good. Plus, I don't ran out of libation.
Well, then, all the more reason to cut the cameras. That ass.
We appreciate y'all tapping in with us for another thoroughly, hopefully enjoyable episode of the Unofficial Transcript Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We love y'all so much. We hope, again, that all of these things just touch at least one person. If we touch at least one person, then our purpose is
For sure.
For sure, you're right on.
For sure.
So, as always, if you have anything that you want for us to talk about, anything you want us to tackle, please send them to Dr. D.
No, send them to our Insta. What's our Instagram?
The Unofficial Transcript.
The Unofficial Transcript.
Absolutely.
Follow us. But yeah,
Yes.
also send them to me.
The Unofficial Transcript. For those of you listening on Spotify and or Apple Podcasts, we do have a YouTube. There will probably be video of these podcasts available on YouTube, as well as just the audio. But if you want the full visual experience, hop on over to YouTube. It's free, y'all. Support.
It's a good time. It's a good
And tell
time.
a friend to tell a friend. If you think somebody would enjoy this podcast or can benefit from this podcast, tell them. Don't cost nothing to press play. Support your HBCU grads.
Love it. And love you. Thank you for listening.
Absolutely. Everybody stay safe, stay warm, and don't eat all your provisions at one time.
Please don't. You is kind. You is smart. You is important. Bye.
Peace.